Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled Show with Big Rear and Ace Conference Championship Week. Let's go, Ace.
All right, boys and girls, Conference Championship Weekend. We made it here, Big Ree.
For sure.
Cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait for this weekend. These are two really juicy games, and cannot wait to... Actually, there might be some plans to go out, watch the game, order some food. I don't know. It's definitely something going down.
Going down.
This is not a normal Sunday morning, waking up, getting a cup of Joe, reclining on the recliner, and so don't know what the plans are, but I cannot wait. Coming off a really good divisional weekend.
Yeah, for sure. It's great games.
Great games, really good games, other than one doozy of a game. Other than that,
the Giants.
That one was a doozy.
Eagles.
But let's kind of get into a recap, Big Reeves. There's gonna, just let the viewers know this is gonna be a really fun-packed show. There's gonna be a lot of good content, great BS talk segment, and it's going to be good. So do not fast forward the channel. Get your popcorn. If you need to pause the channel right now, get your drinks. Get your Bud Light, your Coors Light, your water, whatever you want. Get some chips, get some cookies, and get ready for this. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
All right, so we want to start with the Saturday games?
Let's get into the recap. The first game on the docket was the Chiefs versus the Jaguars. Chiefs won 27-20. Big Ree, what was your kind of overall thoughts on that game?
The biggest takeaway was Mahomes getting injured, obviously. That's, the scary part. They won by 7 with Mahomes at like 40 to 50%. They would have covered easily, which was both of our picks originally.
Yep.
They would have covered very easily if he played full strength, and that's all the news is right now. Everyone's focused on Mahomes' injury. We'll get a little bit more into that later, but the Chiefs should have won by 15 to 20 points there.
You're right. That was a big injury, high ankle sprain. It was flashbacks for me for Caleb Williams in the Pac-12 championship game, USC versus Utah. Like, this guy looked like he couldn't move. It wasn't as bad as Caleb's. Caleb's was horrible, but it was bad. And I was like, man, it just shows you one snap of a finger, dude, and your team, that could be the end of it.
For sure,
everyone's thinking oh, these teams are so good, and one stud like Mahomes goes down, and that's it. That's why and this is why, because one player goes down and your team is doozy. That's why these quarterbacks get paid $40 million a year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's so important. There's only 32 starting NFL quarterbacks in the league, and 64 basically. That's why these guys are getting paid so much, right?
For sure, yeah.
And that's why you need a really good quarterback to win in this league. If you don't, but that was a good game. They won 27-20. My prediction last weekend was that I liked KC 34-20.
Yeah, so
that was my pick.
Pretty much would have won.
I think he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
You said they were going to blow him out.
They would have blown him out.
Yeah. And they almost still covered. It was that backdoor field goal. What, 35 seconds or something? And
who knows? They say the coaches don't know about the spread, but they indirectly know.
They definitely
know. Even if you can't know, it's on the screen now.
Everybody
knows.
Your screen. Everybody knows the spread. In this case, they were legitimately trying to get it a one possession game.
Yeah, that's fine and fair.
So that's fine, but that was a doozy. Look, we got screwed at the end, but it is what it is. The Chiefs won, and they're going to move on. Let's get in the second game. We're not going to spend too much time here. Eagles 38-7 versus the Giants. What were your thoughts, Big Ree?
Yeah, I took the Giants. I either said,
You said it, yeah.
I did. I said either it's going to be a blowout or the Giants are going to keep it close. I did write in the comments too, and there was a blowout. The Eagles blew them out. Kudos to the Eagles. Now Giants have a lot of off-season moves to make. Saquon's a free agent. Danny Dimes is a free agent. Saquon turned down $12 million, won $16 million. I think he's making a really dumb move here. I get it. He wants the bag, but $12 million for a running back is a lot. Look at Zeke now. He got paid, and now he's already washed up. If I'm the Giants, I'm staying put at $12 million.
I hear you. And this is a tough one. Like, normally I could say, hey, look, pay him, don't pay him, no way. You know I've said that. I've said that when Josh Allen got that extension. I said that was the worst contract I've ever seen in my life. And we'll talk about that.
I know why you said that.
We'll talk about that. But with Saquon, I feel like he's a little bit older. He's not that old, but he has a few years in the league, but he's been injured. So he doesn't have that much wear and tear on his body. He's played good this year. Even in this game, he played well, but they were down so big that they couldn't just, feed him. It's a tough one. I think they might have to settle on a $15 million 4-year, maybe, right, with a team option on the 4th or something like that.
But in NFL, all matters is what is guaranteed money. Because you can always waive them.
You're right.
Just like Zeke said, he'll take a pay cut to stay with the boys because he knows that he's going to get waived.
But here's the thing. If you let him go and you don't pay him, you guys are back to a 6-10 team, 6-11 team.
Yeah, and you just wasted a first-round pick, pretty much.
So at this point,
they're pot committed.
I think you got to pay him and try to build the momentum of what you guys got going. You made the playoffs, like, dude, build it. You got a playoff win. Just continue at this point, I feel.
Yeah, for sure.
But not much to say. They lost 38-7. You even said last week, the 90% of the money's on the Giants. I might be getting fooled, and I told you, Big Reed, you're getting fooled.
I went with the public.
You got fooled. So what's the lesson here?
Never always fade the public.
There you go. When it's that high, right? Yeah. Like when it's that high, and you in your head you're like, dude, this shouldn't be. Everybody got fooled because they beat Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota's fool's gold.
They might get a chance versus not a healthy, not 100% Hurts. That was the mistake.
I said the Eagles will win by a touchdown, but they won by like many touchdowns.
Yeah, but look, that was a you got fooled there, but Eagles look good, but they looked good, but they didn't look great in the sense where it's the Giants. I expected this. I didn't expect a 31-point win, but I expected they'd win easily.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll move on to that. Let's get into the Sunday games. These were the two really good games of the weekend. I mean, obviously the Chiefs one was, but you had the Bengals versus the Bills. The Bengals won 27-10. Big Ree, what are your thoughts on this game? What is your takeaway?
Kudos to Joe Burrow, for sure. He deserves a lot of credit. Jamar Chase and the Bengals defense. But I'm a Josh Allen fan, and this is 100% on him. There's no and, ifs, or buts. He just proved that he cannot get the job done. And there's no I'm not beating around it. I'm acknowledging it. He played complete trash. And Eli Apple was trolling him on Twitter after because Stephon Diggs and him were arguing. He's like, I think you guys need couples therapy or something like that. And I'll give it to you now. I mean, kudos to Joe Burrow. I mean, I put him as the second best quarterback in the league now after Mahomes.
Is he elite?
Yeah,
Is Joe Burrow elite? That's the key word here, elite. Elite quarterbacks in the league, and this has been a discussion all season long about elite quarterbacks. But let's get into this game. Cincinnati 27-10 versus Buffalo. Joe Burrow 23 for 36, 242, 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon, big game, 105 on the ground. For sure. Jamar Chase had a touchdown. Hurst had a touchdown. But let's get into Buffalo. Josh Allen, 25 for 42, 0 touchdown passes. He did have one on the ground, 1 interception.
Yeah.
Then you talked about how, first of all, no touchdown passes at home.
Yeah, that's really bad. There's no excuse. I told you, there's nothing around that.
26 yards on the ground. Like, this guy's a great runner. 26 yards on the ground in a divisional, game. Stephon Diggs, he had beef and he was upset. 4 targets.
Yeah, that's
Stephon Diggs, you're targeting him 4 times in 42 attempts? 4 times? I would be pissed too. I mean, you got to force the ball to Stephon Diggs.
There's a good chance he gets traded. I mean,
it's unbelievable. You got to play a game plan around that. And the coordinator and the play caller need to get some beef for this too, right? Yeah. I mean, dude, you're making these calls. Josh Allen's not audibling every play and making these calls. So,
yeah, like I said, I mean, the coach normally gets the blame, but even as a Josh Allen fan, I'm putting all of it on him.
I mean, let's get into Josh Allen, right? Let's get into Josh Allen. He had, 25 for 42, which equates to 59% completion, Big Ree.
Okay.
59% completion. And everybody all season long was on me like crazy. Don't even know how many different viewers that were so upset that Ace, look, you're talking about Josh Allen's not elite. How many people, Big Reed? You read all the comments.
Even myself.
And yourself, ripping me about me saying he's not an elite quarterback. He had 59% completion, Big Reed, in this game. Okay, percentage. Against Miami, he had 59% completion percentage. In 8 of the 19 games this season, under 60% completion. Okay? Under 60% completion. And let's get into 2 interceptions, Big Ree. This guy, in 6 out of 19 games this season, he's had 2 interceptions. 6 out of 19. Okay? And back to my comment earlier about Stephon Diggs being targeted 4 times. He actually got targeted 10 times. So that's my fault. But 4 receptions, right? Yeah. 4 receptions, 10 targets for Stephon Diggs. So he did target him, but 4 catches? Yeah. I guarantee you Stephon Diggs didn't drop 6 passes.
Yeah.
And so Josh Allen definitely, look, 6 out of 19 games, 2 interceptions. Let's talk about elite. Unbelievable. And then let's get into one thing that I want to discuss with Josh Allen is the knock on Josh Allen getting before in the draft was his accuracy. Is he going to be an accurate passer in the NFL? That was the big knock on him and the question when he got drafted. And how many QBs got drafted ahead of him? Mayfield, Sam Darnold, right? Then we had Josh Allen and then Rosen, right? But those guys got drafted ahead of him. Then Lamar went at the end of the round. But so he started off in his first season 52.6% completion, right? Everyone's like, this is kind of what we expected, like his accuracy. Then year 2, 58.8 increase, but still under 60% is horrible. And you agree, horrible if you're under 60% completion rate. Yeah. That's horrible. Then season 3 is where everybody got fooled. Everybody got fooled, and that's when he got paid. 69.2% completion, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Everybody got fooled. This guy's the real deal, the next great quarterback. Everybody started putting him in that category after his 3rd season. Then he's dropped since then, 63% last year, 63% this year, and he's tailed off this year, looking really bad in this last 13 game stretch, under 60%. This is the issue. This is why Josh Allen is not an elite quarterback. Stop it. Stop it. Don't ever comment, ever, that Josh Allen is an elite quarterback. Forget about it. Don't talk about it. I don't want to hear it. He is not an elite quarterback. Let's look at the 4 remaining quarterbacks right now in the conference championship. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Burrow, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Josh Allen is not there because he can't do that.
And hold on, you don't miss the 4th one.
Okay, I tried to help you out, Big Ree. But I tried to help you out.
Brock is cooking.
I tried to help you out by not throwing in Brock Purdy because I'm going to go after Brock Purdy. You already know that. But I tried to help you out. Brock Purdy, 0 touchdowns. 0 touchdowns. 0 touchdowns. I tried to stop you, but you wanted to jump in on the Brock. And 0 interceptions. So we'll give him credit. They did not throw in pick, but 0 touchdowns.
Okay.
So he is not in that category. Don't even dare to put him in there.
He's ahead of Josh Allen because he's made it here.
He's not ahead of Josh Allen. There I can even say that. Let's stop it. Let's not even. The Josh Allen, he's played 5 years and he's a good quarterback, but he's not elite. Brock Purdy's played 8 games. Get out of here. Get out of here, Big Reed. Come on, Big Reed.
Okay, so leading into that, let's get to that game.
Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the
and
Cowboys.
The Niners.
Okay, we'll get to that game, but let me just finish off. So don't ever talk about Josh Allen. And I was talking to Harry B. Today, okay? I was talking to Harry B. We were talking football, talking a lot of different stuff. And then, hey, you know what Harry B. said to me? We were talking about a trip that he had recently. We were talking about some stuff, and then he said, Ace, did you ever get paid out on that MVP bet? And I was like, what are you talking about? What MVP bet are you talking about? He's like, dude, last season when you and Big Ree bet for Josh Allen to be the MVP of the thing, did Big Ree ever pay you out? You're supposed to get your appetizer, your dinner, your dessert, and I completely forgot. And I completely forgot that I didn't get cashed out. So I thought I got cashed out by you one time, but then I remember the bill, something happened, and I was like, oh, you get me next time. You were willing, you're about to pay up. But then Harry B reminded me. And I want to give a shout out to Harry B for reminding me that Big Ree owes me a really nice gourmet meal, and I'm going to cash in on that soon. Really soon. So thank you, Harry B, for reminding me, because I completely forgot. And I know that kind of lowered your momentum and hype a little bit, Big Ree, but now we can get into the last game of the divisional round. We had the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners won 19-12. Big Ree, what are your thoughts here?
Amazing game. Brock didn't have any touchdowns, but he did what he had to do.
Okay.
He played better than Dak. The last pick in the draft outplayed Dak. Okay. Everyone praises Dak, that he's the third-round pick. He was taken, so many QBs were taking over him. Well, you got outplayed by the last pick in the draft, bro. Okay. Sorry. And this is why Jerry Jones did not want to pay you. And he was even saying it at the press conference when he signed the extension. He had to do it, but he did it. Yeah, and they're never winning a Super Bowl with Dak.
Okay.
Never, ever. This was a donation. I said bet the house on it. I went real big, real freaking big. It was a nice weekend, nice Sunday. Watched the game with Frankie, Yas, and his son. Nothing like eating some barbecue, watching the game.
Where did you watch the game?
Kraft.
Kraft. I love that place. Okay.
Nothing like it. And it was a great weekend. Frankie was quiet the whole game, and then he just jumped up, erupted when Elijah Mitchell got the first down, and then he's like, he went out, you idiot, because he went out of bounds.
I remember that. Gave them an extra timeout and gave them an opportunity. I saw that.
And he was pissed, and Yas was definitely happy. Yas's son was definitely happy.
I saw the picture you sent. They both are sporting the Niner jerseys, and
yeah, it was a good weekend. I mean, but I came up clean. I told all of you guys. I mean, that was my only win of the week. 1 out of 3 on my picks, but the one I said to go the hammer on. I was 1-3 on the weekend, so.
So yeah. You said it. You said, look, I'm
1 win, 3 losses.
You said bet the house. Big Ree, you made it clear. Bet the house. I asked you if you're going to take the 401k, you're going to refinance the house, you're going to go big, sell your car, sell your future kids on this, and you win big.
Yeah, I definitely won big.
Okay.
I'm not going to mention the...
No. You never disclose.
Because someone's all like, I want to see Big Ree's ticket. I'm like...
Never disclose. Maybe. Literally, there is a chance that IRS agents are watching this right now. Literally, right now. That they could be listening in. You cannot dare to put the amount that you want. You never do that. That's a rule. I'm setting that rule right now. So don't forget, you never disclose that. Yeah. Ever. You just never know. But yeah, so you win big. Congrats. I know you kept saying go big, and let's get into my thoughts of this game here. 49ers 19-12. The Niners won. I would say the Niners really didn't win this game. Dallas lost this game. Dallas played horrible in the sense where let me rephrase that. Dak played horrible. Dak played like crap. 2 interceptions. One was a bounce off one, but he played like crap. He didn't get it done. This was what everybody was worried about. I don't trust the Niners and Purdy. I've been saying that for the last 5 weeks, so that's nothing new. But the question was do you trust Dak, right? And Dak, I got fooled. I thought Dak would get it done, and Dak, cost them here. Because the defense played good.
For sure. I think Pollard getting injured was big.
That was huge. That was huge.
Big
Look,
time.
if Pollard doesn't get hurt, there's no way the Niners win this game. Get out of here.
I still think the Niners
No
win.
way. No chance at all. No chance at all.
And the big swinging point, which I think the Cowboys should have capitalized when they first, at the first possession of the second half, Cowboys went 3 and out. They muffed a punt, and that's it. They just got a field goal. That's where it was a turning point. And another thing I want to get into is me talking about buying half a point. I took him at 3.5. I bought half a point.
Okay.
And this was a big deal because Brett Maher's PAT got blocked.
Yep.
And it was 16-12. If they didn't score that field goal, I still hit. If you take it at 4, it's a push.
Yep.
But they did score a field goal.
Yeah.
So
that was smart, but I think that was, first of all, a couple things. The line did close at 3.5.
Yeah.
It did close at 3.5. Brett Maher, I think him missing that extra point in the first quarter was one of the momentum swings to me. Like right away, you're about to score, go up 7-3, you miss the extra point, and now the whole team is like, what the hell? Now that put a lot of pressure on Dak. You know why? He's like, dude, we can't even count on any field goals. The only way we're winning this game is if I get touchdowns. I can't even settle for any field goals. This damn loser can't make an extra point.
But that wasn't his fault. It was blocked.
No, it was his fault. Did you see the replay?
No, I didn't.
He sidekicked it.
Oh,
That's why it got blocked. He sidekicked it. It sidekicked it and went the other way, and that guy got it.
Oh.
This guy was stuttering with his kick. That thing, I mean, give the credit to the Niner defender for blocking it, but that guy's foot, he sidekicked the damn ball.
Oh, man.
And that's why it was low, and that guy had easier chance to block it. So right away, the Dallas whole team is like, dude, we're not winning unless we have to punch in touchdowns. We can't rely on any field goals. That put a lot of pressure on Dak and the whole team. Then Pollard getting injured. There's no way the Niners should have won this game. The Niners played like complete trash. Complete trash here. Complete trash.
The Niners did not play trash. The Cowboys just, like you said, they'll find a way to lose.
The Cowboys lost this game.
They
lost this game for sure.
Lose.
But Niners played like crap. I mean, let's look at this, Big Ree. Let's look at this. Let's look at what happened here. I mean, Purdy, 19 for 29, 214, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Christian McCaffrey, 10 carries, 35 yards. I mean, these guys played bad. 5 possessions in the Dallas 30. 5 possessions in the Dallas 30. And you come out with 4 field goals? 4 field goals? This is a complete disaster. I mean, this was the game they should have lost. But against any other team, they're sitting at home or in Cancun right now. They need to all thank Dak. Set up a GoFund for Dak. And go send him money. Every Niner fan should send Dak money for this. Dak was played like crap. But let's not act like the Niners played so great that, we knew we were going to win. Niner fans, 9-9 going into the third with an extra point missed by Maher. Dude, these guys are nervous as crap. Nervous as crap. Knowing like, dude, our defense is so good, but we're not going to lose because of our defense. We're going to lose because of damn Brock Purdy.
So you're saying they won this game because of their defense, like Frankie's been saying.
He's saying that, look, their defense is carrying them, but when you get into these kind of games, your offense needs to show up. He got lucky with the Dallas and Dak playing so bad. And the kicker situation, the Pollard getting injured. There's no way the Niners should have won this game. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But they won. That's all that matters. They won the game. Kudos to them. Kudos, Brock Purdy, 8-0. Congratulations, you're 8-0. But I'm going to get into Brock Purdy. And, he's 8-0, and everyone's talking about Brock Purdy, and this guy is, what were you saying last week? Do you
smell what the Brock is cooking?
No, I don't smell what the Brock is cooking, first of all, at all. And let me make this clear. Brock Purdy is 8-0 in his 8 starts, but Brock Purdy going 8-0 is the worst thing that has happened to the 49ers franchise. The worst thing that has happened to the 49ers franchise. And I'll tell you why. Everybody's happy, Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy loses next week, okay, against the Eagles. Who's the starting quarterback next year?
Well, I've read reports already that they're going with Brock.
Okay, 100%. Brock Purdy is the starting quarterback regardless what happens next week or if they make the Super Bowl. Regardless, he's the starting quarterback. Because he went 8-0, if he went 4-4 or 5-3, it wouldn't be for sure, right?
They might not even be here if he went 4-4.
But he wouldn't. It wouldn't be because he went 8-0. He's the starting quarterback next season regardless. And Brock Purdy is the last pick in the NFL draft. Last pick for a reason. This defense has carried them. Everybody knows that. He's played well, but the defense has carried them.
But you've been saying the defense is not going to carry them.
It's not. There's still 2 more games. There's still 2 more games. But
you said the defense carried them.
Carried them. I said your offense needs to show up. If any other team, this 19 points would not have got it done. 19 points will not get it done against the Eagles, will not get it done against the Bengals or the Chiefs. Are you kidding me? No way will it get it done. But he got lucky.
But neither team has a good defense.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll get into that when we get into the games. But Brock Purdy is the worst thing because they're going to start him next season. They're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. They have no chance. They're not winning the Super Bowl. No chance at all. I've said that all the last 7 weeks. Not with Brock Purdy as your QB. They're not winning the Super Bowl.
And you also said last week that the Chiefs are coming out of the AFC for sure.
And I keep that out, yeah.
Okay.
And I agree. And now you're spoiler alert here on my pick. Spoiler alert, Big Ree. Thanks for spoiling my pick. But anyhow, they're not winning the Super Bowl. The Niners are not. No chance at all. They're not winning the Super Bowl. Listen, they're not winning the Super Bowl, Niner fans. Brock Purdy's starting, and Brock Purdy is going to be the starting quarterback, and this is going to be a next 3 to 5 year disastrous for the Niners. They can make the playoffs. Their defense is so good, but they're going to be relying on Brock Purdy, and for the next 5 years they're not going to make the Super Bowl they're not going to win the Super Bowl. So because he went 8-0, it cost them the next 3 to 5 years. That's what happened here. So it's the worst thing. They're so happy, Brock, we had a third stringer that could lead us 8-0. All the Niner fans are happy. This is going to cost the 49ers franchise for the next 3 to 5 years by him going 8-0. It's absolutely. And on that note, let's get into Brock Purdy and I have a lot to say, I told you, about Brock Purdy. Let's get into what good teams has Brock Purdy actually played in his 8 starts? What good quarterbacks has he played? And what has he done here? Let's see.
Does he choose his schedule, first of all?
I'm
asking you.
No,
does he choose the schedule?
No.
This is stupid.
We're going to get into this.
Good team,
Let's see.
Quarterbacks.
He played Miami. And Tua's a good QB. Okay.
No, Tua's trash.
He played Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's trash.
He's
the GOAT, but he's trash.
He played Seattle and Geno Smith.
Geno Smith was complete trash this year.
He played Washington and Taylor Heineke. He played the Las Vegas Raiders and Jared Stidham in his first career start. He played Arizona, who started David Blah. He played Geno Smith again. And then he played Dak Prescott.
Because he chooses the schedule.
So, no, I'm just saying, let's just look at the QBs he played and the teams he's played. Then let's look at the teams. Let's kind of anchor in on those teams and really nail it in. Miami, 9-8. Tampa Bay, 8-9. Seattle, 9-8. Washington, 8-1.
Because he chooses the schedule.
Las Vegas, 6-11. Arizona, what are they, 3-14? Seattle, 9-8. And then a Cowboys team, which actually has the only team that has a double-digit victory.
But that doesn't matter.
So, and then they should have lost that game too, with everything going wrong for Dallas. Maher
should have, would have, could have.
I'm just saying, you guys
should have, would have, could have.
We're gonna get to this real quick, Big Ree. And
at the bottom line, they won, like you said.
Brock Purdy. Only in his 8 starts, he's only been down by 10 or more points once in all of those 8 games. You know what that was too, Big Ree? Against the Las Vegas Raiders. 24-14 in the third quarter.
Oh yeah, the Raiders are a disaster.
Against Jarrett Stidham, who's making his first career start in that game. First career start. And so that's the only real adversity that Brock Purdy has faced.
Yeah, facing his first playoff game.
So
adversity.
let's see when he actually adversity when we're down by over a touchdown and he has to bring them back.
Going against the Cowboys' top defense in his playoff game, not much adversity.
Big Ree, look, your Packers got bounced out. Didn't even make the playoffs. You're a big Aaron Rodgers fan. They got bounced out, right? They just got spanked out of there. Then your second go-to was like Josh Allen. They're making the Super Bowl. They're going to win it. Josh Allen's, MVP. Josh Allen got bounced out by Joe Burrow, Daddy Joe Burrow. Got him out of there. Get out of here. Josh Allen looked like crap. You admitted it. And then after that, you're jumping on Brock Purdy's jock. And you're riding Brock Purdy now with Frankie, and you're riding the Niners.
Whatever you want to say. You can say whatever you want, but I have this on video. I said the 49ers are coming out of the NFC.
You did say that. I'm not denying that. You said that before the season started. I'm not denying that. I'm not going to deny that. And you're so excited about that, and they're not in the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah.
And we'll see how excited you are with that next week. We'll see how excited you are. But you're jumping on the Niners like jock now, and you can ride that.
Why are you so against Brock? That's the question.
I'm just saying the guy is not that good. He's
getting the job done.
He's getting the job done, but everybody's like all these Niner fans are so excited. They're going to get bounced out.
What's your team's goal? To win the Super Bowl.
It is. But they're not even in the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? They're not in the Super Bowl.
They're still in the playoffs.
You guys all think they're making the Super Bowl. Brock's the next Tom Brady. Get the hell out of here. This guy's not the next Tom Brady. He's not even close. You know the resemblance here? Brock Purdy?
It doesn't matter.
Let's get into Colin Kaepernick and the history of the 49ers, okay? Big Ree, 2011. Alex Smith, they lead them to 13-3 under Alex Smith. Conference championship game. 2017 loss in the conference championship. Cap comes in week 10, goes 7-2, and everybody is so excited.
7-2, not 100%.
Yeah, but 7-2. This guy's a savior, right? And then they rode Colin Kaepernick to no Super Bowl wins. And they had to deal with that because he overperformed that year, and then he started regressing back. Brock Purdy comes in week 13, and now all the Niner fans, it's like 2012, Big Ree. Go ahead. You
gotta give him credit. Like, no one expected this. Everyone thought the Niners season was done. Jimmy's hurt. Trey Lance is hurt. This guy's a third-string quarterback. No one expected this. Give the guy some mother effing credit.
He's played well, but he's not the answer, and he's not going to lead them to Super Bowl. I'm just telling you. I've watched enough sports, enough football, and I just know stuff. I know things, Big Ree. And Brock Purdy is not the real deal. I mean, look at the Niners, 2012, 11-4-1, 34-31 loss to Baltimore. So they lost in the conference championship in 2011. They lost in the Super Bowl in 2012. Then Cap in 2013, 12-4. They lose in the conference championship again to Seattle, 23-17. Then Cap really, 2014, 8-8 Cap. 2015, 5-11 Cap. 2016, 2-14 Kaepernick, right? Then Jimmy G comes in, 2017, 6-10, wins the last 5 games. 2018, 4-12. 2019, 13-3, lost in the Super Bowl. Jimmy G as your quarterback. 2020, 6-10. 2021, 10-7, another conference championship loss. 3 conference championship losses in the last, 10 years. And the Niners, it's honestly, if I was a Niner fan, how upset would I be that the team is not invested in a stud quarterback? You're riding Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick and Jimmy G.
I mean,
and now Brock Purdy's going to ride them for the next 3-4 years, and the same crap is going to happen.
They tried to go all in for Trey Lance, so I don't know what they're going to do with him now.
They did go all in. They need to get him healthy and put him in as soon as possible and see what he's got.
But I'll tell you this, whether you want to admit it or not, Brock Purdy has looked better than Trey Lance in the games.
Bro, how many games did Trey Lance play?
He played like 2, right?
He played 2. How many games did he start this year? How many games? 2. And we got injured in the second one in the first quarter. So he hasn't played. I guarantee you, the Niner fans, the real Niner fans that actually understand and aren't just like, oh, I'm a Niners fan, we're 8-0, Brock, let's go Brock. Or like, dude, we need Trey Lance and we need to let him play and see what he can do. Because at least he has that potential. That's why they gave all those first-round picks and traded all those picks. Because they're like, dude, at least this guy has a chance to give us that stud quarterback where we can actually win Super Bowls. Jimmy G, Alex Smith, Kaepernick, these guys clearly are not the guys that are going to actually help them win Super Bowls. 5 out of the last 10 years, they've either made the conference championship or Super Bowl and did not win. It's because of these damn second-tier QBs. Second-tier QBs that the Niners are trying to rely on. And look, Brock Purdy is just going to join that group.
Okay.
He's going to join that group, and it's very sad. With the kind of defense they have, you give them a good quarterback. He's not a good quarterback. He's not. But you give them a good quarterback, they're winning probably every other year. That's the sad part of it. You got Aaron Rodgers? Holy crap. Give them Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. What if they had a Joe Burrow? These guys would be winning every year. This would be crazy. Every other year, these guys are winning a Super Bowl, in my opinion. But you guys got like Colin Kaepernicks and Jimmy G's, and now Purdy's going to ride them. It's the worst thing that happened to them, Purdy playing well. It's the worst thing because now they have to start him. It's the worst thing, in my opinion. I mean, if I'm a Niners fan, I'd probably try to package some picks and Lance and try to get Rodgers or somebody.
They're not going to trade for Aaron Rodgers. That would be the dumbest thing they could do right now.
What are you talking about? Why would it be the dumbest thing? You don't think they win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers at your QB right now?
First of all, you invested so much in Trey Lance, 1. Secondly, you have Purdy as well, so...
Can't cry. Purdy, stop talking about Purdy over 8 games like this guy. Like, you have Purdy. You're like buying into the Purdy hype.
I'm not talking about that. You have 2 rookie QBs at a low salary, which you have to pay your defensive players and your offensive players.
Yeah, but if you get Rodgers, you're winning the Super Bowl.
They're not going to be able to pay all their players. They're going to have to cut some of them. You're
paying Garoppolo a decent amount. You got to make some moves, but you need a quarterback.
Garoppolo's gone. He's off the way.
You need a quarterback. This guy is not taking you to the promised land. Okay. He's not. He is not taking it, and I think it's the worst thing that happened for the Niners. And I would try to do something because this is going to haunt them for the next 4 or 5 years.
All right, I think we're getting a little...
All right, well, let's I guess that was, we dragged this on a little bit longer. We were going to get into the BS segment, which was going to be fire because I was in Las Vegas, and but we're gonna.
Yeah, we'll just skip that.
We're gonna have to skip that. I mean, dude, it was an unbelievable weekend. The stories were just gonna be great, but oh man, so I was there with some VIP. Yeah. And the experience in Vegas with a VIP is completely different. I mean, It is unbelievable. Even, I'll tell you, this is probably one of the unrealest experiences I've had. But we're going to have to cut it short. Sorry, boys and girls. Maybe we can make up for this in the Super Bowl edition. We'll BS segment and try to throw it in a little bit. But I know we're already deep into this. So let's get into some shout-outs, Big Ree.
Shout out to Giab Suku from Bangkok, Thailand.
Bangkok, Thailand. Shout out to Justin Shea. Said the greatest show on the internet, and he watches the entire show. So shout out, Justin.
Shout out to Frank Martinez in the BHC, wherever that is.
Bullhead City, Arizona. Frank Martinez. On that note, I want to give a shout out to Big Joe. Big Joe 6'7", always in the comments. A shout out to Big Joe.
Yeah, he agreed with you on the Cowboys winning.
Oh man! All right, Big Ree.
Shout out to Tom in Nevada.
All right, shout out to Chris. Chris gave a full recap of, detailed recap of Wild Card Weekend. So shout out to Chris. Good insight, good information. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Keith in Kansas.
What up, Keith? And I'll let you finish it off, Big Reef. I'm going to jump in.
Sierraco Dixon said Niners are going to win it all, and a great storyline with Brock Purdy as the last pick.
I love the storyline. It is a great storyline. Sierra Co., you've been jumping on the Niners for all last 5-6 weeks, talking so much crap to me. Look, you can keep talking. The Niners won. But when they get bounced out, big dog, oh man, you guys are going to be crying, and nobody's going to be talking about Brock Purdy when 8-1. Nobody's going to be excited about Brock Purdy. It's going to be like, we're out. We're home. We're watching the Super. We're going to be watching from the couch. And we're not going to have a Niners jersey on the Super Bowl. And it's going to be tough. But shout out to Sierra. I mean, I love these passionate Niner fans. They are so passionate. It's unbelievable. The amount of Niner fans in LV. Holy crap. It was crazy. All right. So, if anything else, Big Reed?
That's it. Let's get into the game.
Let's get into it. So, without further ado, here we go, boys and girls. Aquí vamos, chicos y chicas. Let's go. The first game on Sunday, January 29th, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite. This game is being played at Lincoln Financial Field. San Francisco 13-4, 5-3 on the road, coming off a 19-12 win versus Dallas. This was a 9-9 game going into the fourth. San Francisco at 10 points in the fourth quarter to close it out. They're on a 12-game winning streak. That's right, 12-game winning streak. 8-0 under Brock Purdy.
The Brock
Purdy, 19 for 29, 214, 0 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I cannot smell what the Brock is cooking. The Niners, number 1 total defense in the league, number 1 in points allowed, number 2 in run defense, but number 20 pass defense. Then we got the Philadelphia Eagles, 14-3, 7-2 at home, coming off a 38-7 spanking of the New York Giants. They dominated this game, 416 yards to 227. 26-13 first downs, double them up. 35-25 on time of possession, 28-0 at half. This game was done at halftime. 268 yards on the ground. Hurts 16 for 24, 154, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 9 carries, 34 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. 15-1 with Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback. Big Ree, what's your thought here?
Yeah, we know who you're picking and we know who I'm picking. I mean, Eagles blew the Giants out. I'll give them credit. But there's one catch here. The Giants weren't supposed to be there, and we all know that.
I agree.
And they played the Vikings, who were fool's gold, and we said all year they're fool's gold, and we both agreed on that.
Yep.
And the Niners played a much harder defense. The Cowboys' defense is much better than the Eagles' defense.
For sure.
So Christian McCaffrey is going to have a much better game.
I'm going to get into that. You're talking about the Cowboys' defense being much harder than the Philly defense, but let's go.
And Brock didn't play that good. Dak played awfully. The only 2 edges I give it Philly is, 1, it's in Philly, and 2, they have the better quarterback. That's it. But I'm telling you again,
but you're saying Hurts is the better quarterback.
Yeah,
okay, you'll give him that. Okay, you're sure?
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm telling you again, go big on the Niners. Buy the half point. Take the Niners +3. Another easy one. Hammer the Niners. Go big.
Bet the house.
I wouldn't bet the house, but go big.
Go big on the Niners. Okay, so you're taking the Niners. Here's my thoughts here. Look, I can't wait for this game. I cannot wait for this game. I'm so pumped already. I'm going to get an hour countdown on my phone to tip off for this game.
Kickoff, not tip off.
Kickoff. Appreciate it. Thanks for correcting me. Kickoff. Cannot wait. Back to kind of what I was saying earlier. First of all, 1 out of 5 possessions in the Dallas 30 led to a touchdown. Only 4 field goals. So that's a problem in itself, and I think it's just going to get worse as they advance because they're playing better teams. I mean, the Eagles are a much better team than Dallas. There's no question about that. Much better quarterback, much better defense, and I'll get into that. The Niners, look, the Niners have played 3 teams all season. 3 teams all season that have a top 10 offense. 3 teams. First was the Chargers they played, and they were down 16-13 going into the 4th in that game. They were down.
Who won?
The Niners won that game, but they were down. I'm just talking about the top 3. Then they played Miami. This was a 23-17 game in the 4th quarter with Miami having 4 turnovers. And then KC, who we all know they just got spanked by Kansas City 44-23, gave up 529 yards. And they actually lost the turnover battle in that game for probably first time all season. And then like Philadelphia, obviously they're coming off that big win. Hurts looks solid. I think he looked probably 85%. He looked good. Look, the offense, they got a really good offense. They got the number 3 total offense in the league in yards and points. Number 5 run offense in the league. But then let's talk about their defense, Big Ree. You said, Dallas has a much better defense. Philadelphia's got the number 2 overall defense, Big Ree.
Okay.
The number 2 overall defense. Wow. No, we just...
Okay,
Go ahead.
Who have they played this season?
The number 2 overall defense, Big Ree. They played, they played
Their
18.
division?
They played 18 games. That's a pretty large sample size.
Yeah, okay.
18 games is a pretty large sample size. So they played number 2 overall defense, the number 1 overall pass defense, and the number 16th run D. But let's get into that number 1 overall pass D. That's the key. The number 1 overall pass D going up against Brock Purdy. Woohoo. Brock Purdy. That's going to be that's the key matchup right there, and I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to really give problems to Brock here.
Okay.
And I don't see Brock being able to overcome that, to put up enough points and generate enough offense against this defense. And this offense is better than, the Niner offense with Brock leading it. In my opinion, if there was a better quarterback, it wouldn't be a question. But with Brock, I just don't trust Brock, as you know. They got a good run D, so they're going to be able to balance it out. And look, I think this is an easy one. I mean, if these guys, I think they should have lost to Dallas, and now they're going against Philadelphia in Philadelphia. This is an easy one, boys and girls. Do not get fooled. This is my lock of the week. I've not given a lock of the week in the playoffs. This is my lock of the week. I like Philadelphia to win this game. I think the score is about 27-20 Philadelphia on this one. And so I'm taking Philadelphia minus 2.5, baby.
Before we move on, I do want to mention 77% of the bets of the public are on the Eagles. And Ace just told us to fade the public earlier. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay. I mean, it's a good point. You gotta steer clear of the public. That is true. You got to be careful, but you got to understand, games and analysis. And I really like Philly here. I think finally the Niner fans I think if you know any Niner fans and you're watching the game with them, take a picture or a video of them towards the end of the game.
Okay.
You will see some tears. You will probably see some tears. You're going to see very disheartened fans. It's going to be tough.
Okay.
Console them. Bring them a cookie. Bring them a drink. Give them a massage on their back. Do something for them because it's going to be tough. You have any coworkers on Monday morning that are Niner fans? Bring them the coffee on the Monday morning. Bring them a bagel or some pastry. It's going to be a tough night. They're going to they're not going to get much sleep on Sunday night. They're going to be very sad. Be careful driving to work on Monday morning. These Niner fans are going to have not much sleep and be upset. Got to be careful. If you're definitely in San Francisco, the accidents in San Francisco might be really high on Monday morning. I'd be very careful. All right, let's get into game 2. This is being played at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, started off as a 1.5 point favorite. Now Cincinnati.
2.5.
2.5. Okay, 2.5 point favorite. Now Cincinnati is a 1.5 point favorite here. This is being played at Arrowhead Stadium. Cincinnati 12-4, 6-3 on the road, coming off a 27-10 win versus Buffalo. Dominated the Bills. 412 yards, 30 first downs for Cincinnati. Burrow 23 for 34, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon, big game by Joe. We said that last week that he's got to have a big game, and he did. 20 for 105, 1 touchdown. 10-game winning streak and 14-2 since starting 0-2. You know, they beat KC 27-24 in week 13. They have beat KC the last 3 times with Burrow. And all those wins were by 3 points. Cincinnati, number 5 pass offense, number 29 run offense. Kansas City, 14-3, 7-1 at home, 7-1, coming off a 27-20 win versus the Jags. Close game, but Kansas City did never let the Jags take the lead, and they did squeak it out even with Mahomes being hurt. Mahomes 22 for 30, 195, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kelsey 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mahomes high ankle sprain. We'll see. I mean, he didn't look that healthy at the end of the game, but we'll see, you know, with a week's rest. Number 1 total offense for Kansas City. Average defense, I think. I would say middle of the pack defense. What's your thoughts here, Big Ree?
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Obviously, Mahomes' injury is the biggest thing here. Joe Burrow's 3-0 against Mahomes, so
3-0.
I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, I think Mahomes is going to be really mad, even though he's going to be playing on one foot. He's going to play.
For sure.
They said if he doesn't play, the Bengals are going to be -4. I read that on Caesar's Sportsbook tweeted that out. But he's going to play. He'll be, I'd say, 60%. I'm just giving a guess off the top of my head.
Obviously.
And they're going to run it a lot, probably a lot of dump offs, short passes to Kelsey. But I think Mahomes is going to I can't go against Mahomes at home. I got to go with the Chiefs there. I'm going to take the +1.5 and them to win outright. And I'm going with a rematch, Chiefs-Niners in the Super Bowl.
Woohoo! So you're taking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Both dogs.
I didn't expect that, Big Ree. I thought you were definitely taking Joey B, Joe Burrow, Big Daddy Burrow. Okay, so you're going with the Chiefs. Look, this is going to be a really good game. I mean, both of these games are going to be really good. Really good. I mean, if I had to give the edge, I would say this game is more exciting just because you got Burrow and Mahomes versus, Hurts and Brock Purdy. But other than that, I mean, this is going to be a really exciting game. Good game, very evenly matched, right? I think it's just going to be, Cincinnati probably got the edge a little bit on, kind of momentum, I think, right now with Mahomes being hurt. And they have obviously coming off that big win versus Buffalo. But this is going to be a really good game. Mahomes is not going to be 100%. I think it should be probably close to 70, 75%. Their offense, I just think is too good. Here's my thoughts. They have just a really good offense. And Cincinnati has an average D. They're an average defensive team.
Sorry, Drew.
They've given up not that many points. They're top 5 in points given up, but
for sure.
Their defense overall is not that good. Mahomes has been here before for the last how many years he's been in these big games. He's going to come to play. They have their running game played pretty good last week, and I think they can continue that. And, Bengals, look, Burrow's solid. You can't count him out. They have a chance here. Okay, so
for sure they
have a chance, right? Like the Niners have no chance. They have no chance. The Bengals actually have a chance here, and they could win this game. I don't see it, but they could win this game here. But I think it's a good game. But the offense at home, that's like in these close games, being at home is a big difference. Having the experience that Mahomes makes a big difference. Obviously, the O-line we talked about, the beat up for Cincy obviously didn't matter in Buffalo, but you can get away here and there, but having a bad O-line, you can't continue to play like that, right? You just can't. Burrow should play solid, but I see him having some turnovers. I just see that coming, and I like Kansas City, maybe 27-23, 27-20 as well. And I like Kansas City to win this game and cover the +1.5. And so I'm taking Kansas City +1.5. Yeah, I mean, cannot wait for the games. It's going to be a good, good set of games. The playoffs have been pretty funny this, so far. Pretty funny. I think in the 10 games so far, I'm 5-5 on the spread. I think I'm 8-2 on just picking the winners, but spread's been just 500. But I really feel confident this week, and should be a good 2-0 week here. You get kind of even money just picking who's going to win here, and so I like Philly, and recap, I like Kansas City, and you like the Niners, and you're taking Kansas City.
Go heavy.
And so cannot wait, Big Ree. Anything else before we sign off?
That's it. Shout out to Yas and Frankie.
All right, shout out to Frankie, and make sure to like, subscribe, comment. I can't wait for the comments on this one. It's going to be juicy, and see you guys for Super Bowl Sunday.
Peace out, guys.